What is up, you hornerds? It's me, your host once again, Jeremiah Duncan. Welcome back to the channel. So today's review is an 80s film that I happened to come across that I was super excited about because it had like an air of mystery of it. Was it good? I don't know. I'm talking about the 1985 release of Night Train of Terror. So this was released in 1985. It is rated R, runs for an hour and 38 minutes. And this is why I was intrigued. That looks really cool. It's a knife, and it's on train tracks. And the back, literally, look, there's nothing on the back other than a rock band gives their final performance on a hellbound trip into the outer reaches of horror. Sounds rad, because if you mix the 80s and rock and put it in horror, I've seen some killer films that mix those, and I really enjoy them. This one here, was okay. It was just reading this brief description just kind of got me hooked. I was mildly let down. I will be honest, because the rock band that was in it was actually more like it was more 80s like synth pop, like radio, instead of like, I guess I read rock band and I'm thinking hair metal, So I was mildly let down, but this movie is 80s through and through. I mean, with the picturing, the cinematography, the acting, the hair, every bit of it is through and through 80s. And I mean, I think that's why I was drawn to it. I did like the cheesiness of it because that was really fun, and I mean, the throwback feel of it. But this movie's more than this. This movie, essentially what happens in this movie is God and Satan are actually on a train just traveling around doing their thing. They're discussing the fate of three individuals, and so essentially you have them discussing, then you have three separate stories. So it's almost like a creep show vibe, because you have like three different stories that aren't connected, but they're all connected because God and Satan are actually talking about them, which is kind of weird. But the three separate stories is like, there's one of an insane asylum that has pretty interesting treatment plans. There's also a death club, and then of course there's the last one is like the adventures of some sort of servant of Satan, and they talk about those things. So the premise sounds really kind of cool, but the problem is the dialogue between God and Satan is just a bit too cheesy for me. I mean, it's really pretty lame, and that kind of killed the vibe for me. Now, I will say some of the actual videos of those three, those are okay. Those aren't bad. And again, the rock band was pretty fun. I mean, to be honest, they're doing their thing, dancing, and the song's pretty catchy and got stuck in my head for a few days. And then I'm like, where the freak did I get this song from? And then I remember, Night Train of Terror, of course. Now, I will say Satan was Tony Giorgio, rest in power. He was actually Bruno on The Godfather. And I can't remember who the gentleman was that played God, but he'd been in several other things as well. And so it was kind of cool to see like established actors play those roles. But again, their dialogue just killed it for me, man. I mean, it probably would have ranked higher. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Night Train of Terror, 5 out of 10. I'm not mad that I watched it. Would I watch it again? Probably not. But it's cool in the collection. I love the cover. It is what it is. If you've seen it, comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, subscribe, hit the death bell for notifications. I got more coming to you. Stick around.